going to add some objects we created tags for. Let's go into edit mode. I want to add a freeze protection temperature sensor. First, I will just add this heat cool symbol, and I don't want to link any tag to this, so I can just name it whatever. I also want to remove the displayed text. Now we can add our sensor and name it GT81. And we right away gets values to this object. Let's make this look nicer and center the text above the object. We change text position to over center and save. Next object we will add is a valve with a manual maneuver function. Let's add it and name it SV31. We can change text position again, and let's add the manual maneuver function. Here we can also see what this function does. When we set it to off, it will write 0 to our SV31 with suffix M tag, and write 1 when we set it to on. Let's save. If we exit edit mode and select this object, we can set it to off and save. We now see that the value went up to 100% and indicator turned green. Let's go back to edit mode again and add a temperature sensor from cooling system KB01. We want it here on the side and name it KB01, GT11 and save. Now we don't get any values because it adds LB01 in the tag prefix. We need to remove that by deleting the underscore in prefix name and save. Now we have some values, but it doesn't look very nice. Let's rotate it by changing rotation to 270 degrees and save. Now we can relocate it where we want. Now we want to change position of the text to the left side. Let's select left and save. I also want to make the text a bit smaller, so let's change the text size to 9. Now we only change the size of the name of the object, not the values. To do so, we need to select font size under description and tag settings and save. Now it looks much better. Next to add is an indicator that shows the operational status. Let's add the indicator object and give the prefix name for that. To make it look better, we can remove the text. Let's move text position to the right and tick in to show label. That is the descriptions of the tag. We can also change so instead of displaying values, it displays a custom text. To do so, we need to add a custom value under description and tag settings. Always start with list hashtag and following what we want to display. In this case, we start with when suffix underscore PV is equal to 0, and then colon. Underscore PV will display off, so equal off. End with semicolon, and follow with next stage, so underscore PV is equal to 1, colon. Underscore PV equal what we want to display, so example on comfort. And save. Looks great. Now we want to custom the value for fan level. Let's select object again and see what suffix fan level is. That's underscore PV1. So let's continue in custom value field, semicolon, underscore PV1, and when that is equal to 0, we want underscore PV1 to display off. And when underscore PV1 is equal to 1, we want to display level 1, semicolon, and save. The last object we will add is a button that's linked to another system. I have just imported the cooling system KB01 we looked at in the previous demo project, so we have something to link the button to. First, let's take a look at KB01. Here we see that we have a button to LB01. Let's try it. Now we want to add a button back to KB01. Toggle edit mode again. Drag in a button from our tools. If we select it, we can change the name displayed on button to KB01. Let's select the page we want to link it to. We have some design options. We can change the background color. You can manually change to a color or paste if you have a color code. We can simply paste that in here. Let's also remove the color shading and save. Now we also have a button that takes us to cooling system KB01. I will now show how it works with a curve setting in WebPort. If we jump back to the demo project and look at the heating system and tag VS01GT11, here we have settings for a curve. In this case, on the x-axis, we have outdoor temperature, and on the y-axis, we have set point temperature. It updates in real time, so if we input a value of 55 and 35, we can see the curve updating immediately. To add this curve setting, you'll need a few things. Let's go into edit mode. On the object, we need to activate the curve settings function, and the correct tags are needed. What's required are a min tag, max tag, y1, and x1, which together form a point on the curve, followed by x2, y2, x3, y3, and so on.